We are here with Andre, and he closed his sixth deal with us already. So congrats, man. I know you're hustling, doing a lot of work.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yep, this is our sixth deal together.
Awesome, man. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a series with Andre because he's at that point of he closed his first deal, closes his fifth deal already. So I always say that once you close your fifth deal, it's time to start, building a team, mentoring people, hiring,
Hmm.
starting to outsource so you're not doing everything yourself, right? Like and that's the main thing is you have a team that's now doing a lot of the legwork so you don't have to do everything yourself anymore. Now you can do more deals and you don't have to be everywhere all the time, right? Like driving around everywhere and doing all the showings and doing everything yourself, right?
Hmm.
So I'm gonna go um I get my notepad. So we're gonna go to that next step, man. We're gonna go for hiring, go for mentorship. Did you start? I know you mentioned something about you mentoring somebody. So how does are you still doing that or how's that going?
Yeah, I was mentoring a couple of my little cousins. But this take work and being persistent. So some of them actually pretty much all of them pretty much fell off. So, but I do have one that reached back out
Well,
every now and then. I mean,
how old were they? Like 8 years old or what?
no, 25, 26, they early 20s, early 20s. But I was mentoring my son, and he's in Florida, but he's gonna actually moving back home. He'll be here in a couple of weeks. So that's the good thing about it. I can have him in my presence where we can
Yeah.
actually work together because he's passionate about real estate. So that's the plus side. So trust me, I'm looking forward to 2 weeks from now when he make it home because I got some work for him to do.
That's awesome. Yeah, so your six deals that you closed, they were just straight wholesale deals. None of them were like listings, none of them were like Airbnbs or rent to owns or anything like that. So we want to
Yeah.
work on that too, where it's not just transactional, but it's cash flow, so that you
Hmm.
don't have to get to we wanted you to get to that point of you have enough cash flow where it's like you don't have to hustle this month and close a deal because
Yeah.
you have that cash flow coming in, right? Now you can take a whole month off and not even talk to sellers, right? So um that's the I think the main goal with you is not just
Mhm.
add those different offers, with the wholesaling on top of that, right?
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. I think that's an avenue I need to start looking into, especially the Airbnb, since I'm familiar with it because we have two
Yeah.
Airbnbs and we've been doing it for going on 5 years now. So
Oh, so you
yeah,
got experience already, you know how to
yeah,
manage.
yeah. I got experience in Airbnb for some years now, so I understand how to automate the whole system and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just draw like an overview of what we're doing here. So I'm also doing a series with a friend, Ronnie. He's brand new, doesn't know anything. So
Okay.
we're doing a series with him as far as getting started and closing his first deal, right? So in the beginning, so it's like a baseball diamond, right? So first base, of course, is close your first deal, right? Your first deal,
Hmm.
close, you got there, right? So second base, I say is get to at least five closed deals, right? So you're
Right.
there, you're right there, right? So
Right. We
uh,
have 6. Hmm.
yeah, we're at six deals. So third base is now where I'm gonna start outsourcing, and I'm gonna do that one of two ways through I'm either gonna do VAs where they're gonna be an employee and they're gonna be calling people for me so I don't have to do all that,
Hmm.
or mentoring other people, like kind of like what I do, right?
Right.
So I would say now's the time to get your first full-time person on or start mentoring people. Of course, there's both pros and cons with both. The
Hmm.
A is an employee, so you got to pay them monthly whether they close deals or not.
Right.
Um,
Right.
People that you mentor, you can mentor them for free or you can charge them a little bit like I do. It's up to you. You can split the profits with them, so you're not paying them monthly, right? So you're not actually paying them, right? So you would be splitting profits with the so you're giving them more profit when you're mentoring.
Right.
Um, with the VA, you can potentially make more money if it's a good VA that is going to be able to get deals closed for you, right?
Hmm.
And then to get a home run, of course, is you're gonna have you've hired a successful VA, you're mentoring people successfully. Let's say uh you have to get to a home run is like financial freedom, right? Where I can take I have a team doing everything for me. I don't have to work today, right? Like
Right.
I can take the month off, right? So that's what we're gonna do in this series with you is just like try to get to that point. And then of course it's gonna take a lot of, work. It's gonna take a lot of hustle. There's gonna be
Mhm.
downsides, upsides. So I like to go through the whole process and be like, let's jump on Zoom calls when you're struggling or Zoom calls when you need help, right?
Hmm.
Uh, so that's the goal, and what we're gonna do.
Now
And
let me ask you this here, because I know we have used VAs in the past. I think they pretty much did most of the call and set up the appointment.
yeah,
Are you
for
having
sure.
VAs that actually close the deal for you, or you pretty much just go in and close
So
the deal?
you kind of start them off with that what you just said. They're just calling, texting, emailing, and they're just
Hmm.
trying to get someone to raise their hand and say, "Hey, I want an offer." So first they gotta be successful at that. So if they're working, you're paying them 8 hours a day, they should get, at least a few sellers that say I want an offer every day, right? So
Right.
once they hit that milestone of, they know how to do that, the next step is we teach them to analyze the deal, how to come up with the right offers, and and then once they hit that milestone, they know how to analyze deals. Like maybe you have to look at the first 20, 30 offers they make. And then
Yeah.
if you see like 10 in a row where it's perfect, like they got the offer down packed, then you can hand that off to them. And then the next milestone with the VA would be, okay, now you know how to talk to sellers, you know how to get people to that want an offer, you know how to analyze it, you know how to come up with offers. Next step is to teach them how to make the offer. So
Right.
some VAs never get to that point, because they just they don't want to do it, they can't, or they're not good at
Hmm.
negotiating. So you kind of gotta determine, your VA that you have are can they do that? Some of them can't, and you would have to, they can do everything as far as I think all of them can do analyzing of deals, coming up with offers. All of them can call people, see if, they have a house available, they want
Hmm.
an offer. Um, but the hardest part, of course, is the part where you're on the phone negotiating, trying to get the deal signed, right?
Right. Right.
It could be, yeah, it could be outsourced. We have a few VAs that are on the phone trying to close the deal. So, but
Okay.
it's all about testing, right? Like you get them to that point of calling, making the offers, and then, a month goes by and they have no deals. 2 months go by, they have no deals. Okay, we need some retraining, or we need to
Mhm.
take you out of that position. You can't do that because you're better off. You were better off closing it yourself, right?
Right. And then I'm assuming are you using what's that Upwork to find these, or you using Fiverr?
Yeah, Upwork is great.
Upwork.
Fiverr, we do. So Upwork is like when I want to hire someone part-time or full-time, so they're consistently on my team. And
Yeah.
then Fiverr is when it's just project based. Like
Okay.
I just need someone to like you can have someone just cold call your list and you just pay them a couple $100 to cold call this list and then that's it. And then they send the leads back, right? So
Yeah.
Fiverr is just project based and the Upwork is gonna be where I actually want to hire somebody part-time or full-time.
Okay.
Hmm. And on top of this, you need to add the rent to own offers, the Airbnb offers, because
Hmm.
you've done 6 transactions and there's you don't have the cash flow yet, right? So what we want to do is at the same time you're closing these 6 transactions, you also picked up two, three, four cash flowing properties, right? And
Right.
then as a year goes by, all of a sudden you got 10 cash flowing properties. So it's like, I don't have to work today, right? So
Right.
that's what you want to get, right? I don't know. Did you see my training yesterday?
No, I
On
haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it as of yet.
Okay. I just want to show you like your future, your future bank account, right? So here's
Uh-huh.
my I'm just gonna show like the last maybe 6 weeks of like cash flow in my bank account that came in and deals. So you see we have about I think like in the last like 42 days there's about like close to 36,000 in just Airbnb money like every week. So we have Airbnb
Hmm.
500, and this is just in the last couple days, August 13th. Airbnb 300. I think this is one of our deals that we closed in Sauk Village. One of them
Okay.
is the 3,500 maybe. Uh, so deal closed, wholesale deal closed. I think this was a listing. Airbnb 1,000, five
Hmm.
hundred Airbnb. Here's two more deals that closed. Oh, this was your deal, 3,900. We had
Right.
3,900. Stock Village. And this is another, I think, a wholesale deal. So that's kind of like you want your bank account to look is like
Hmm.
cash flow, cash flow, cash flow,
Right.
check,
Right.
cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. And then here we got a $23,000 wholesale deal we closed. Big check, right? So you're gonna get the little deals
Yeah.
and then you get the big ones, right? And then, I'm still in August, right? So we have
Yeah. You still in August.
500 Airbnb. So then we had a $46,000 wholesale deal. That was like a big commercial building with like 30 units.
Mm.
Uh, so Airbnb. So this is kind of like, what you want your bank account to look like is like, I want Airbnb money every week and then I want to close deals at the same time, right?
Right.
Then you get to
Now
that
let me
point.
ask you this here. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
So once you get your say for instance you get an Airbnb deal, how are you what means are you using to furnish the property as far as paying for the furniture, getting it up and running and stuff like that?
So it depends if it's a management deal, the owner pays for it. We do use a company called Port Furniture. We recommend their their used furniture, but it's like brand
Hmm.
new. They refurbish it, so it's like
Yeah.
half the price of new furniture. Um,
Okay.
if we rent to own it and then Airbnb, of course we pay for all the furniture.
Hmm.
Um, so we still use Court. Yeah, Court Furniture is probably the best one. The
Okay.
cheapest. It's like literally like they refurbish it. It looks brand new, but it's half the price.
And some of your properties are they all Airbnb, or have you looked into doing the rentals with nurses and corporations and stuff like that as well?
Yeah, we have some of our properties on like Furnish Finder,
Hmm.
but the profit is not as much as Airbnb
As the
is.
Airbnb would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we have some of our properties out there like that. Yeah. So so you see, just going back like every week, 3,000 Airbnb, 1,000 Airbnb. So I think we've had about 117,000 in total come in the last like 42 days. Here's another deal closed, 3,500.
Hmm.
All right. So when you so that's the goal when you start adding the whole cash flowing offers, it's also going to be uh transactional and then cash flow, right? So two ways for the financial freedom is outsourcing and then also add for you need to add the whole rent to own owner financing and the Airbnb offers to your strategies, right?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Awesome, man. So are you in position to hire your first VA right now, or would you be looking to do trying to mentor more people?
Um. Yeah, I think should be able to in a position to hire a VA to start off maybe the first couple of months But if they bring
Yeah,
in deals, then of course I can continue to do it. Of course.
yeah, yeah. So if you are in that, yeah, so what what I would do is Upwork, like start researching uh
Okay.
in Upwork, and you're basically going to look for a real estate virtual assistant. What? I didn't spell it right. Real
Yeah,
estate.
and typically, what you think far as budget wise, weekly, um, what you paying about a little over 100? Because I know the VAs in the Philippines, they're a little bit, the labor's little bit cheaper than in the states dealing with a VA from the states.
Yeah. So you see there's someone for $5 an hour and then someone for $12 an hour. I kind of
Hmm.
want to sort it by we can use top rated.
Yeah.
And then we want people that speak fluent English.
Hmm.
Um, so our goal is to get someone that, of course, we need to get on the phone with them and make sure we understand everything they're saying, right? So,
Okay.
uh, yeah, before we hire them.
Yeah, that
So
sounds good.
what I like to do is, you can sort by hourly rate too. So if you want, start at $10 and below. Job success, do 90% and up. Like they got a 5-star thumbs up from the people that used to hire them.
Uh huh.
And then I also put they've earned more than 10 grand.
Okay.
And then the English level would be fluent.
So we just really have to go into Upwork, play around with it, and then kind of vet people and interview from what it sounds like,
Yeah, and
and
there's
then come
like
up with a weekly budget.
yeah, and there'll probably be like thousands of people available to work. So
Yeah.
so this guy right here, $5 an hour, 97 success rate. So he matches all of our boxes that we asked for, right?
Hmm.
He's experienced uh, real estate investor
Are
or
you
real.
on Upwork now?
This is Upwork, yeah.
Oh, I'm not seeing it on your screen. That's why I was asking.
Oh, sorry. Hold
You're like, here. I'm like, what guy?
on. My,
Okay.
let's do that again. So I would do
Okay. Hmm.
top rated. You can select real estate. Um, Select $10 and below, 90% and up success,
That's
10,000
what I
earned
read
or
here.
more, and then fluent English. So all these people match what you need, right?
Okay.
And there's probably going to be, I don't know how many pages there is, or there's probably going to be thousands of people that match this.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can, just go through the first ones and read their resume and see, compare them to each other, right? So $5 an hour, $8 an hour, $10 an hour. So let's see their resumes. So this woman's got 99% success, over 100,000 earned.
Shoot, she good.
She's made a lot of money.
F&R.
So what I'm looking for is like, does she have phone experience, right? Because we want them on the phone. I don't see anything about phones. I see data entry.
Mm-hmm. See, I am word.
I should add is you can add cold calling here. So cold calling right here. You can add that.
Okay.
Well, this guy's cheap, 3.5, but he has 9% of people say he wasn't good, so that may not be a good one.
What are you at? 91%?
Yeah, he's at 91.
91% ain't that bad.
It's not that bad, but look at this guy's
This
100%.
guy got 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one's 100%. 98%, $6 an hour, 30 grand earned. Let's check out this guy. He's from Pakistan.
Spanish real estate.
So he was their cold caller from January 10th. So this year he just started cold calling. So he's
Okay.
not really too much experience, right? So there's maybe an option here, but I probably want someone with a little bit more experience, right?
Yeah.
It says let's go to his and you can read all the reviews too, which is good.
Yeah. Go look at the reviews.
He says he's helped wholesalers generate more than 25,000 motivated seller leads. Wow. This guy's impressive. It says he's worked in Illinois already.
Oh yeah, it's Illinois, Florida, my two favorite states. Well,
Hmm.
Florida, my favorite state anyway. There's a verdict out on Illinois.
Yeah. So he's used like all these different
Call tools,
tools. So
launch control.
he probably knows how to use, Deal Machine and REI Reply and all that. But yeah, you're looking for somebody, so I can send you I'll send you guys that I find here too. I'll message you.
Okay.
You can interview them. What I would do is call, reach out to them, interview them on the phone, make sure that I understand every word he's saying. If you're always like, what, it may be he may have a tough time with sellers, right? So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, make sure you interview these people. We usually really like the VAs from the Philippines. They have really good English speaking.
Hmm.
In the Philippines, like they really push English a lot, like to speak fluently.
Yeah.
So I've always had my VAs have always been like Filipino, and I'm half Filipino, so I support the Philippines. So
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
yeah, so I do like so this one's $5 an hour, Philippines. She's got cold call experience.
Hmm.
She's been a real estate VA since this year, 24. So she doesn't have too much experience, but oh wait, completed job. Oh, so there's in progress and then completed. Completed would be the old jobs. So she's been a real estate VA since 2021.
Oh yeah, she's been around
Yeah.
for a minute.
And she has it says 100% success, top rated. So this might be a really good one here. I'll save this one for you.
Okay.
Awesome, man. And how do you feel about mentoring people?
Oh no, I feel good about that. I managed for
Yeah.
years when I was in retail and stuff like that, and even when I was with the housing authority. So yeah, so
Yeah.
no
So
issue with mentoring.
So you remember in the beginning when we like wrote down your goal and we went backwards and figured out how many hours you need to work, how many offers you need to make a day?
Yeah.
So you should do that again. Like we should do that again with just to know how many people you need on your team to get to your goal. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So if once you hire a team and you have start mentoring you, what amount monthly um is your goal? Like, do you want to hit?
Um, I actually think I still got it on my vision board. I'm still shooting anywhere between 20 to 40 monthly.
Okay. So let's go with 240 a year.
Yeah.
Okay. So we kind of need to figure out like
How
how
many
many
deals?
VAs do I need and how many like people I mentor. And with mentorship, just to be honest, like it's a lot of people will be excited, want to do it, and then they fall off, right? Like your cousin, right? So
Yeah.
um so once we need to find out how many motivated, committed people I'm mentoring do I need on my team, right? That are
Hmm.
going to stick around, right? So 240,000 a year is a great goal. And let's just assume that you're gonna make 5,000 per deal. So that's going to be 48 deals per year. And where would you say you're at as far as offers to conversion right now? Like how many offers are you making to convert a one deal?
Um, Offers to make one deals. It's normally you got to reach out to at least 100.
As far as well, instead of not reaching out, but actually offer made for one deal. Like
Offers made for one
you talk
deal.
you talk to the owner, you submitted the offer. Yeah.
I will say the ratio is like maybe one to every five, perhaps.
5 to 1.
Yeah,
That's actually really good.
yeah. So every time, yeah,
Yeah.
I could
That's
normally
actually
convert them.
uh that's actually top notch. Like usually people are at like 20 to 1, 30 to 1 in the beginning. I was
Yeah.
like 115 to my first one. Um
Oh wow.
yeah, so
Well, you
that's
came a long way since then, but you've been doing it for some years.
so 5 to 1 conversion rate. That's impressive, man.
Yeah.
So let's say, you're hiring, they're not as good as you, you're mentoring, so they're probably going to be, let's just say that they're going to be at 20 to 1, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because this is you, right? So this is awesome though. Like you should you should be proud of yourself for that. That I don't see that much. 5 to 1.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's
But I
say
can get them
20
on
to
the phone.
1.
I can 9 times out of 10, if I get them on the phone, I can convert them.
Yeah, awesome, man. So 48 deals times 20, we got 960 offers per year. That's submitted offers that you actually talk to an actual homeowner and you actually submitted an offer, right?
Okay.
And then we divide that by the month. We got 80 monthly, and we divide that by the week. We got 20.
Uh-huh.
Now, are you working 5 days a week on this, or how many days a week?
Actually, I'm not. I'm normally jumping on a few days a week, considering other stuff I got going on. But yeah, so but I come
Hmm.
in at night and check the REI replay, see what I have, I cleared out.
Yeah,
Because I'm a person in my mind, my stuff got to be clear. So if I know if I got 60 something messages sitting there, it just bothers
right,
me.
right.
So I got to go clear everything out. And even my text messages, my wife will tell you every Monday I'm deleting stuff out because I in my mind and emails as well,
Yeah.
my stuff got to be clear.
So let's just say that when you hire or you mentor, they're going to put in at least 5 days a week. So
Yeah,
let's say four offers daily
5 days a week.
times
How
five
many
days.
hours do you have your VAs working? Maybe three, four.
Full time.
So they're working 8 hours a day.
Yeah, yeah, 8 hours a day. So, question, how long does it take you to get one offer out of these five that you convert? Like how long is it taking you calling people back, texting, calling, all that stuff? Like what
Are
you're
you talking
just
about the time frame to get
yeah,
back in contact with everybody?
to get
The
one
max
offer out the
normal
door.
anywhere between two to 3 hours, maybe.
2 to 3 hours to get one offer?
No, you talking about to go through my calls, right?
No, to let's say that you sit down and now you're like cold calling and texting and trying to contact sellers. How long does it take you from that time to actually getting one person to raise their hand and say, I want an offer?
Normally, if probably what 24 hours.
24 hours?
Yeah, you
No,
talking
I
about
mean
once I get
like
them on the phone, I'll talk to them and stuff
mhm,
like that. Yeah, can I say 24
24
hours? Because we gotta do the research. We gotta come up with the numbers and stuff
mhm.
like that. There
No, but I mean like someone that raised their hand and just said, I want an offer. Like you haven't submitted the offer yet, but someone just raised their hand.
and say they want the offer.
Yeah. Usually it's like taking us like 1 to 2 hours, like I hire a VA or something.
Yeah, if I got somebody like that, yeah, maybe a few hours, if anything.
Okay, let's to
Yeah.
keep it longer, let's say 2 hours or
Okay.
2 hours. So yeah, one VA can do this if you hire them uh 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So this would be 2 hours equals one offer for you. So this four offers
So that should
daily,
be four,
that's
yeah,
gonna
4 a day.
take 8 hours, right?
Right.
Of work. And everyone's different. Like some people can do it in 4 hours. Some people can do it in takes longer. Some people may take 24 hours or 16 hours.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just getting at like an average here. So 8 hours a day equals so that's the time the work commitment that needs to hit you need to hit 240 a year
Hmm.
is 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day times. And what do you how many hours are you putting in a week right now?
Um, Probably about shoot, maybe 10 to
10
12.
hours. So if you
Yeah.
probably hunkered down and did 8 hours 5 days a week, you would probably do a lot more, right?
Yeah, I'm sure I would. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So you're doing 10 hours a week. So
Yeah. So normally I jump on in the evening time because
yeah,
about 4 or 5 o'clock is best time to kind of reach out to a lot of people.
awesome. So if you hire a VA that does this, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. And you don't have to hire them 8 hours a day. You can do start them off at 4 hours a day, see how they go. Because yeah, a lot of times, you have to test them out, see if, some people you're gonna have to fire. It's just how business works, and you have to start over and find someone new, right? So, but it's one VA can do this 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and hitting your daily goal of four offers a day, right?
Right.
Um,
So I guess the key would be as well as far as making sure they have enough leads for the month or what have you for the week.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you're gonna, give them access to you're gonna teach them what we teach as far as getting them access to the deal machine, calling the leads, texting the leads, and then also at the same time teaching them to contact all the for rents for sale by owners
Hmm.
as well in the market, right?
Right.
So one VA can do this. Of course, like I said, um, in the beginning, all they're doing is calling people, seeing if they want to, seeing if they can get someone to raise their hand if they want an offer. So that's all they're doing. And then once they have someone to raise their hand, they'll put them in the CRM, and then they'll send the lead to you, and then you analyze it, come up with the offers, call the lead back, and present the offers. So it's going to save
Okay.
you. It's going to save you time, right? But then once they're good at doing that, then you teach them how to comp the properties and come up with the offers themselves in the CRM. And then all of a sudden, they're going to send you a task like, hey, this lead's ready for offers. And then boom, all you got to do is call them back and make the offers, right?
Right. So it's not like we just got to develop a system. I think once we, because I'm big on systems. So once we set up a system for them, it should flourish.
Yeah, step one, again, they're just making the calls, the text, and they're
Yeah.
just getting people to raise their hand saying they want an offer, right? Step two, you teach them how to analyze it and get the offers correct in the CRM to come up with the right offers. And they're preparing the offers for you, right? And this is a process, I would say. Of course, this may take a
Yeah.
couple weeks for them to get it down packed, and then another couple weeks for get the offers down packed, and then third step, if they're ready, they can call the sellers themselves
Right.
and make the offer. But call sellers and make offers. So this one is the hardest one, of course. But if you notice that, you're not getting any deals under contract and they're the ones calling all the sellers, you probably want to take it back, right?
Uh-huh.
And you call the sellers while they just send you the deals, right? So so if you can get a good VA that you're paying, $5 an hour, and let's say that you're paying them $1,000 a month or so, and they're
Hmm.
bringing in one or two closed deals a month. You're making 5, 10 grand a month. that's a good investment, right? Like you're investing $1,000 and they're bringing in 10,000, right? So
10,000. Yeah.
you can do, so at that point, if it's consistent, like every month, you're going to go and hire the second one and do the same thing, right? And
Yeah.
what's cool now is that this VA can now train this VA, right? So you don't have to do it yourself because they already know what they're doing, right?
Right.
And then mentorship, of course. I would say reach out, you have social media, of course, so make a post and be like, hey, does anyone want to learn how I flip 6 real estate properties without using my own cash or credit? Let me know. I'm starting to mentor people, right?
Right.
So just that little message that you put out there on your social media platforms, I think you'll probably get 3 or 4 people interested, right? And then just tell them like, hey, you can model what I do. I teach you everything I know. We give you the leads to call. We give you the everything you need to succeed, and we just split the profit, right? You want to learn. That's it.
Right.
And split profits 50/50. And you want uh and with mentorship, like I said, you're probably gonna get um 10 people come in, maybe one is gonna do a deal, right? That's just
Yeah.
how it works, right? Like it's not, if this business was easy, everyone would be doing it, right? But it's not that easy. You have to put
It ain't
in
for
work.
everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the goal, like, in the next few weeks is make your first hire and get your first like committed person that's going to go all in with mentorship, right?
Yeah,
So
sounds good.
make your first hire and then your first mentee, and then these two eventually are going to hit your 8 hours, 5 days a week. Of course, you're going to need to help them analyze the deals, help them make the offers in the beginning. But the end goal is that for both of these people to be self-sufficient, right? Where you're not even you know that they are so good that you don't even need to look over their shoulder anymore. Eventually, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
you can't do that right away. They have to prove themselves to you trustworthy. They close some deals. They're always making the right offers when you see it. They're contacting all the leads back, right? And then if you got 2 people that are self-sufficient where you're not even involved, they're working the 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for you. You're not doing much, right? So they're doing all the work, right?
Yep. Sounds good.
Awesome, man. So I think we're gonna end here. I think this is a good first session, and then we're gonna maybe next week we'll do another one, and we'll see, did we make our first hire, and did we maybe get our first mentorship where we can bring them on board and start mentoring them and splitting profits with them, okay?
Yeah, and then just to mention before we get off this about the last deal we did, that was a deal of patience. And a lot of times you got to be patient because that particular deal that me and you closed on, we actually got that contract back in September this year, and they had to
Oh
go through
yeah,
the eviction process.
eviction.
Yeah, the tenant wouldn't let us in. The tenant was nice one day and just did a whole 360-degree turn. So that deal we
Yeah,
did was my first actually deal that I got as when I started wholesaling September last year. So that my first deal that I actually
yeah,
got signed, got we just closed that
yeah.
out 2 weeks ago.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and
Yeah,
some deals are like that. Like I had deals where I had under contract for like 9 months, and we were waiting on the same thing. We are waiting for the tenant to leave, and we couldn't get them out. And like to do like an actual sheriff eviction where they throw them out, it takes 6 months. And they have a good attorney, it can be like a year. So
yeah,
so never
and
give up on deals. Yeah, like I remember that deal. I think everyone wanted to give up on it. I'm like, don't get like we should stay in this deal. Let's wait
yeah,
for the
yeah. Because I
right.
was ready to throw in the towel. I'm like, man, let's move on. You, yeah, you
And
and
I think we had a buyer for it, and
yeah,
then
we did.
yeah,
and the same with we're going through the same thing now with the one in Country Club Hills. I think they go to court on the 20th next week.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that one happened maybe a month after this one here we just closed. So that was like October, I believe. So
yeah.
hopefully we have a ruling this coming week.
Yeah, it's all about control. I mean, you get it under control, and then, it may take 6 months, 8 months, whatever. Just work on new deals, while that one's, gonna eventually close. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, that's awesome, man. That's funny. That was your actual first contract, and then we closed it.
Yeah, right. That was my first one.
Awesome. And do you have any questions or anything? Anything I can help you with, or?
No, I think I'm going to begin with you this week and just develop that system far as the using the Upwork, getting the VA, look at the budget and stuff like that. And then, like you said, if we can pay 1,000, make 10,000, it's no brainer. You can't beat that. If not more.
Right. Right. Yeah. The whole VA is you need to watch everything they do, right? Like in the beginning, right? So
Yeah,
you need to micromanage them, look at everything they do, but eventually your goal is to okay, they know how to do that. Okay, I trust them with that. Now I'm gonna let them just do that, right? And then eventually they're doing everything on their own and you're not doing anything, right? So
yeah,
in the beginning, it is the hardest because you have to train them, you have to get on the Zooms with them and teach them every little
mhm,
thing. And it is the hardest in the beginning, but it is worth it at the end when they're fully like self-sufficient and you don't have to manage every little thing anymore.
yeah. Sounds good. Well, I got to go. Property, I got to go look at for us on Hoxie over in Chicago. So I'll let you know how
Oh
that
yeah,
goes
awesome, brother.
at 2 o'clock.
Hey, I
So take
appreciate you,
you.
man.
All right. I look forward to closing more deals and going from there.
All right, brother. God bless you, man.
All right. You too.
All right.